Welcome to Ask Rare Class Notes YouTube channel. Before starting the video, I request you please support and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And don't forget to like, comment, and share the video. Thanks. Paraphrasing of the poem, Blue, written by Brian A. Haycock. Stanza 1. Original readings. She was born pink and soft with all of her toes. She had my eyes and her mother's nose. She cried for a moment and then settled down, the angel of my life with hair of brown. Paraphrasing of stanza 1. Line by line. The poet describes the birth of his baby girl. She was born sheen, healthy, soft, and complete. She looked like her parents, with her father's eyes and mother's nose. After a short cry, she then became calm. The poet lovingly called her an angel, with brown hair. Paraphrasing of stanza 1. In a paragraph. In this stanza, the poet describes the birth of his daughter. She was born healthy, soft, and complete with all her toes. She had her father's eyes and mother's nose. After a short cry, she calmed down, and the father lovingly called her his angel, with brown hair. Stanza 2. Original readings. Months went by and we watched her grow. Something was wrong and we had to know. The doctor called with concern on his mind, and told me my angel had been born blind. Paraphrasing of stanza 2, line by line. As time passed, the parents happily watched their daughter grow. Parents noticed something unusual about her health and wanted answers. The doctor examined and informed them seriously about the problem. The doctor explained that the poet's beloved daughter could not see since birth. Paraphrasing of stanza 2, in a paragraph. In this stanza, the poet tells that as months went by, the parents joyfully watched their baby grow, but soon they noticed something unusual and took her to a doctor. After examination, the doctor informed them that their daughter had been born blind. This heartbreaking news left the father deeply saddened. Stanza 3. Original readings. I cried for a while and then I got mad. This was not my idea of being a dad. So from that day forward I started a plight, to be her eyes in life and her heart of sight. Paraphrasing of stanza 3, line by line. The poet, the father, cried at first, but then he became angry about the situation. The poet felt this wasn't what he imagined fatherhood would be. From then on, he made a firm decision to be strong. The poet decided to act as his daughter's eyes, guiding her through life with love and care. Paraphrasing of stanza 3, in a paragraph. In this stanza, the father, poet, feels both heartbroken and angry when he learns that his daughter is blind. Though it is not what he imagined. For himself as a father, he chooses not to lose hope. Instead, he takes on the challenge with love and determination, promising to be her eyes and guide her through life with care and devotion. Stanza 4. Original readings. As the years passed by, she started to grow into a beautiful child with a need to know. Each day was spent teaching all that I knew, until one day when she asked about blue. Paraphrasing of stanza 4, line by line. The poet says that his daughter grew older with time. She became a lovely, curious child, eager to learn. Her father taught her many things he could, every day, until one day, she asked him what the color, blue, was. Paraphrasing of stanza 4, in a paragraph. In this stanza, the poet explains that as time passed, his daughter grew into a beautiful and curious child eager to learn about the world. Her father taught her everything he could, until one day she asked about the color blue, a question that left him deeply challenged. Stanza 5, original readings. I tried to define it, but my efforts were in vain. Only cited descriptions were the way to explain. She had no way of knowing what I was trying to say, and for the very first time I failed her that day. Paraphrasing of stanza 5. Line by line. The father tried to explain what blue meant, but he failed. Father realized blue could only be described by sight, which she didn't have. Since she couldn't see, she couldn't understand his description. For the first time as her father, he felt helpless as a parent. Paraphrasing of stanza 5, in a paragraph. In this stanza, the poet, father, tries very hard to explain what blue means, but he fails because his daughter has never seen colors. He realizes that sighted people's descriptions cannot help her understand, and for the first time, he feels helpless as a parent. Stanza 6, original readings. Life went on, and as she grew, she formed her thoughts on what is blue, wanting to know just what others could see. Inside her mind it became reality. Paraphrasing of stanza 6, line by line. The poet says that life continued, and his daughter kept growing. She created her own idea of what blue might be. She still wished to understand what sighted people saw. Through her strong imagination, her own version of blue became real. Paraphrasing of stanza 6, in a paragraph. In this stanza, the poet says that life went on, and the daughter continued to grow. Even though she could not see, she imagined her own version of blue. In her mind, it became something real and meaningful, reflecting her powerful imagination and deep inner world. Summary of the poem, Blue, written by Brian A. Haycock. The poem, Blue, by Brian A. Haycock tells the emotional story of a father's love and devotion to his blind daughter. When she was born, she was healthy and beautiful, and the father lovingly called her his angel. Later, he was heartbroken to learn that his daughter had been blind since birth. Instead of losing hope, he accepted the challenge and promised to be her eyes and guide her through life with care and devotion. As she grew, he taught her everything he could, until one day she asked him to explain the color blue. The father tried, but he realized that sighted experiences cannot be described to someone who has never seen. For the first time, he feels helpless as a parent. However, the daughter used her imagination to create her own idea of blue, showing the power of the human mind to overcome limitations. Central idea of the poem, Blue, written by Brian A. Haycock. The central idea of the poem, Blue, by Brian A. Haycock, highlights the deep and unconditional love of a father for his blind daughter, and his constant efforts to guide her through life. It shows how he accepts the challenge of being her eyes and teaching her everything he can. However, when she asks about the color blue, he realizes that some experiences, like seeing colors, cannot be explained to someone without sight. Despite this, the daughter forms her own idea of blue in her imagination, proving that the human mind can create its own reality. The poem conveys themes of love, hope, acceptance, and the strength of imagination in overcoming limitations. Thank you for watching the video. If you liked this effort, please subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to like, comment, and share the video.